It's Clark and Perry on the case. Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry
Do what it takes.
Da-na-na-na. Clark and Perry investigate.
The activities and interests of local artists in the Windy City's finest throughout both Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Available on TELUS, Optic TV, On Demand, VidFlex, YouTube, and more for limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.
Da-na-na-na.
Hello again. Welcome. Glad to have everybody back as well too. I'm Clark, he's Perry, and welcome once again to the Windy City's finest. We're joined here again by Alex Watz, who's here to teach us a little bit about embroidery. Yeah, so why not break down what we have right in front of us right now? These seem to be all the tools and tricks of the trade.
Yeah, these are like the basic things. So a piece of fabric, I got canvas because it's something that I find is easier to work with. It has already like ingrained holes, so it's easier for beginners.
Yeah.
You need a pair of scissors. They don't have to be embroidery scissors, but these are easy for thread.
Yeah.
And they're little and pretty. I use just a regular pencil to draw my designs on. There are like chalk pens and pencils that you're technically supposed to use. And then you don't need a ruler, but if you like straight lines, rulers are your friend.
I think that's a necessary fact.
So this is fun because this is like a rubber thimble.
Okay.
Because you can get blisters on your fingers from pulling the needle through the fabric.
Oh my goodness.
So this is a one-size-fits-all thimble, but it's very big for my fingers. It would probably fit your fingers a little bit better.
Let's try this out.
But
is it specific as to which
yeah,
finger
that
goes
way.
where? Okay,
Yeah.
okay, so this one.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yep, that is snug as a bug in a rug.
Yeah, where it's loose on mine. So I use that to help me pull them through. But this is another thing that you can use. I got it at a sewing store. It's literally just a little piece so you can wrap it around the needle and pull.
Oh, okay.
So it saves your fingers. You don't have to use them, but they're if you don't have a lot of hand strength, they're really nice.
So I'm new to embroidery.
Yes.
So you have to pull out this needle a lot. Like just
yes.
Can you break down the process a little bit for me as well?
Okay. So this is something that I've started doing. It will be a bookmark eventually. But I basically so I mapped out how big of the bookmark I want, the front and the back, drew the design, and then I started doing them. So with the thread, my needle's still on here. So with these stitches, I don't know a lot of the technical terms. I am very self-taught.
Hey, that's okay.
But this is a fairly simple stitch. It basically, I can fix this, but you come out one section, you go in another, and it makes a line.
And okay.
So for this, what I did to try to make it at least look a little bit even is I'll space them out so the next time the needle will come through the fabric. Oh, and I lost the thread, but that's fine. The next time I'll come through the fabric, I would come here and do it and leave little gaps, which leaves like almost a measurement for your lines and the straightness that they need to be. And then you can come back through and fill the gaps. So this one's the easiest stitch. It fills most of the lines in them. There are like fancy things like chain stitches or French knots or things that I've like kind of learned how to do. I think this is called a satin stitch, and I could very much be wrong on that one, but it's one that people use usually to fill sections.
So this serves you in a way of like seeing bodies in space still, and kind of just like stretching that out a little bit. Do you find that this helps with your photography, or is this totally something different for you?
I feel like it's something different for me.
Yeah.
It's similarly aligned to like my painting, I think, more than anything. So it like the bookmarks that I started doing was creating an outfit that I think that the person that I'm giving it to would wear, and then I pick their favorite flower and I put it on top as like a head.
Very nice. Yeah.
So like this will be a sunflower when it's done, and this is an outfit that my friend would wear. So yeah. But I have also taken like canvases from like Michael's that you would buy to paint on, and I'll paint on it some sort of image, and then I will use embroidery to 3D part of that image. And I'm actually going to be mixing embroidery and photography in a hopefully upcoming project.
Ooh,
so
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Awesome. We'll have some more questions near the end about that.
So to get started, so you're going to use your embroidery hoop. There's a top and a bottom piece to it.
Okay.
So this is the bottom. This is the top. So what you do is you want to center your fabric on it, and then have to loosen this guy. Put it on
basically just, yeah,
that.
okay, nice.
And I'm going to get you to tighten it because my fingers are not great
Okay.
at strength.
Oh, geez, and either.
Yeah, you can pull it off the table too if you need it. Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
And then as tight as you possibly can for it to not move anymore.
Oh. Yep,
Okay,
that's
got
it. That's it.
All right,
That's
so
pretty
now we're
tight.
going to tighten our fabric because if you tap it, it's really loose right now,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
So you're going to go around and you're going to pull along here to tighten it up as much. I would recommend putting one hand on the hoop and one hand on the fabric while you pull because I have pulled it out of the hoop before and then you get really angry and you have to start over again.
And you got to start over again. Okay, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, see how it's popping out?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you got to be very
always did
gentle
it.
with the way that you're tugging. But by the time if it looks like it's tightened or if you can hit it and it feels like a drum, then you're doing pretty good.
Okay, let's see. Yeah.
Okay.
Stay on there. Excellent.
Okay, and then you might want to tighten it a little bit more now that you've, this bit, once you've pulled it out.
Okay.
And it might
Oh,
move
yeah.
a little bit more,
It
yeah.
definitely had a little bit more give to it.
So the tension of the fabric is something that I have to adjust a lot. It's something that pulls out as you're naturally pushing and pulling
Yeah.
on the fabric. Okay, so what you could do is, something easy that we can embroider is you could do like a little flower or a bumblebee or just something simple and easy like a cloud, whatever you're kind of...
Yeah, I feel like a flower.
Flower?
We've done flowers a few times on
Okay.
this episode as well too.
The
And
theme.
it's something that I can do.
Love it.
All right. Let's see. I kind of like the idea of that sunflower shape.
Yeah.
I kind of want to replicate that in like a bigger,
Mhm.
wider scheme as well too. So we can kind of,
Yeah, you have to push a little harder, but you don't want it too dark. Just enough that you can see it.
I realize I'm not great at drawing circles, but
That's okay.
excellent. So asking for a friend here, if you made a mistake during your drawing,
Yes.
how exactly do you just still use a classic eraser? Does it come off that easy? or-
So I have like a kind of fancier eraser, like one of those like kind of squishy ones that you can get at the art stores,
Mhm.
that I find works on fabric really well because I use pencil. But if it's a mistake that you know you're going to embroider over,
Yeah.
then it doesn't really matter if you erase the line as long as there's something covering it. So you can, like, if I have, if you look on my arm here, I had drawn this line and I didn't like where the line ended.
Yeah.
So I just extended the arm past where the line went because it's going to be covered anyway.
Yeah.
I have had to erase things and then like have to do the drawing over again because it ruins the fabric,
Mhm.
which is why a lot of people like using chalk pencils because you just rub them and they come off. They're
Yeah.
made for fabric.
Yeah.
I just don't have one of those at this time, so I don't need it. Aw,
Okay.
love it. Okay, so now's the fun
That's what we
part. Get to pick your colors.
got. Ooh.
There's a lot of colors I have in here. Most of these come in like a little skein that you can get.
Mhm.
And I am kind of anal retentive, and so I did just put them all on these little guys instead and color code them because it's easier for my brain.
Okay. Well, hey, yeah, you got to organize it however you can. I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty there, but I'm gonna take this yellow here. Looks
Okay.
amazing. I really like that one.
Amazing.
Put that one back there.
That's the color you're starting with?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're gonna
Okay.
just color in the small circles, something easy to start with.
So you're going to take a little bit of a length of that because it's a new one. Yeah, you might have to just pull on that bit. Here.
Okay.
If you just, sorry.
Hey, no worries.
There.
Excellent.
And then just unwrap. I wouldn't do this long because when you're beginning, the thread tends to knot on you and it makes not fun.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
I think
So,
this is doable.
maybe one more.
One more.
Oh, yep. And
Okay.
then scissors.
Ooh. I'm a big fan of the larger scissors.
Yeah, they're easier for your fingers, I can assume.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I'm doing, you're not going to do this, but what I'm doing is splitting a thread. And the reason I'm doing that is it's
Yeah.
going to give me smaller lines when I embroider.
Okay.
So if you use all of the thread, it'll give you a thicker line, which is easier. It's just easier because it covers more space.
Yeah.
But the stuff I'm doing here is fairly delicate, so I need a smaller line.
You need it. Yeah.
Yeah. So for this one, I'm doing 2 of the threads
Okay.
that I pull out. But for you, there should be like 6 threads, I think, 6 or 8 of them in that little strand.
I can actually see a separating part that might be able to give me an accurate count. 1, 2. So yeah, you can kind of see right there. Very small details to be paying attention to. Probably better to be seen with the naked eye rather than a camera. But there are definitely there are definitely, I can count, I think that's 8. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's 8.
So what you're going to do is you're going to take one of the ends. Usually it's the less like frayed end.
Okay.
So
that would be this side, I think.
That's the less one or the more one for fraying?
Ooh.
It's a new one, so they might be relatively the same.
Okay, they are.
Okay. So pick an end, and you're going to wrap it around the tip of your finger.
Okay.
And we're going to knot it. So this was just the easiest way to knot it for me.
Oh, now this is definitely the more frayed end.
That's okay. That's fine. That's what we want for the knot.
Okay.
So you don't have to double knot yours because yours should be thick enough. Yeah, pull it through. Yeah, perfect. So that should be thick enough that it's not going to pop through the other side of your fabric.
Okay.
Mine is teeny tiny.
Wow, that is small.
So I have to double or triple knot it so that it doesn't come through the fabric.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. So I will do that really quick here, and then we're going to thread the needle, which is both a fun and frustrating part depending on if it works the first time.
Oh boy.
Okay, so I have my little magnetic needle container because I lose these, and you don't want to be walking around on a carpet that might have a needle in there somewhere.
Goodness, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, so you can have this one. It's a little bigger, so it might work for your fingers.
Thank you.
And we're going to try our bestest to thread these needles.
So is this the end with the knot?
No, the end without the knot.
Without the knot.
Yeah.
You got it.
So I usually just literally just get it wet in my mouth. You might have to even bite it to get it flat a little bit at the end.
Okay.
And then you slip it through the little hole at the end of the needle, which is easier when you have less threads than when you have more.
I had to whisper that to try not to
scream.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I almost got it.
Yep.
It went in, it just didn't punch through. Oh. Come on, you little guy. Oh. Okay, here we go. One last time.
You can't get it, I will do it for you. So there are needle threaders that you can get. I just don't have them, so I do apologize for that.
No.
But it is probably the most frustrating bit is when you have to rethread the needle.
I got it.
Did you get it?
Yeah, I got it. Just needed to grab the other end.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Ta-da! Okay,
Ta-da!
so you're going to want to pull it through
Okay.
quite a bit so that you have like a little tail
Okay.
chilling on the side.
Sounds good.
So yeah, I usually do mine like that. Perfect.
That there's long enough.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it just prevents it from, like, when you're pulling from you pulling the needle off of the thread.
Ah, okay, because you're not going to knot it on this end, are you?
No. Nope, just the bottom.
Okay.
Okay, so you're going to, like, I'm assuming you wanted the yellow for the petals?
Yeah,
Or did you
let's
want
do
it
the
for
petals.
center?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're going to pick a petal to start at.
Okay.
Usually for petals, I would start in the middle and kind of go along the sides.
Okay.
But you're going to do a stitch very similar to what I was doing, which is the satin stitch. So you're going to push through and pull till you hit your knot.
Okay, so just need to line this up.
That's the other fun bit.
Oh, almost poked myself, but
Be very careful.
okay. Wow, this is where I'll be starting. Is that like a good spot, or?
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Ooh.
So you're gonna pull, yeah. Oh, see, careful. Yeah, you should hold the needle by the bottom of it so that you're pinching the thread in between your fingers as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Once it's
Once
you're
it's
able
out.
to. Yep.
Okay, and we're at the
So
knot.
then you're gonna point the needle where you would like it to go. So ideally for the lines at the top of the petal.
So up here.
Yeah, and you're gonna poke it through.
There we go. Bring that through, and then I re-grab it.
Yes.
At the thread portion.
Yeah, and pull it all the way through until it's taut.
Okay.
Okay. And then you're gonna repeat that going down the sides of it. So I would do one down here on this side and then one over here, and then I'd fill in the blanks that the thread is missing.
Okay.
About the aim portion again.
You gotta really, you gotta really just poke it a couple times. Oh, that's more middle. Oh.
Yeah, you really do get better about figuring out where you are on the fabric versus where you are with your needle on the drawing.
Yeah.
As you go along. Interesting.
Oh, you had to rethread yours already. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel comforted by that.
That is good.
It's not just me.
No, I do it on a very frequent basis. So on mine, I'm going to be doing a different stitch than you right now. I'm going to be doing what's called a back stitch.
Okay.
So it starts very similarly, where I go, like, start on one end and go in the other one. Oh, hello. And then I come out a little bit further away in line with where I want the fabric to go. And I come back to where that last stitch ended, and I go through it.
Nice.
Yeah.
And so this is a very delicate and I would say pretty peaceful process as well too.
Can be,
Very-
yeah.
Very solitary. What exactly do you get out of this?
I find it kind of meditative.
Yeah.
Because I can, like, watch TV and do this, or I can listen to music and do this,
Yeah.
or yeah, it's just it's very methodical. You have to kind of plan it out, but there's the artistic side of things where you can choose the colors and you can choose what drawing you're doing. And yeah, it's just really calming.
Interesting. And how long have you been embroidering as well too?
Only like a year, I think.
Only a year?
Yeah.
Really?
Only a year. I decided to do it for Christmas presents one year, and I mapped out like 12 of them, which was very ambitious of me. And I finished the last Christmas present in June. Like, not this June, but the June after the Christmas.
Wow, that's
So
that's
I didn't,
crazy.
I didn't do that great for my timing, but
That's okay.
it's fine.
Were they
Turned
still
out.
appreciative of the project after?
Oh, they loved it. It was just like, I promise I have a Christmas present for you.
Yeah.
It'll be here shortly.
Them teasingly say, I don't believe you.
Yeah, literally. Like, I'll believe it when I see it.
You're
I
just-
had one friend that held my Christmas present hostage until I finished hers to give it to her. And I was like, I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, yeah. That's a fair
But,
reaction some people might take.
Still rude. Oh, God. Okay.
Oh, I got myself caught on something before. Thought I did. Nope.
Nope, we're
Ma-
good.
Making it up.
There we go. It might just feel funny because your thread is shortening as you go along.
Yeah.
So you'll feel less pull on it as you go.
There we go. There we go. Getting better with my aim.
We're getting there. It honestly, it takes a bit.
Yeah. Well, myself as a beginner, what's a tip that you'd be able to share with me on how to get started into this as well?
So what I did was I literally went online and I looked for kits.
Kits.
Yeah, so there's embroidery kits that you can get where everything is pre-drawn out. Thread colors will be there. They have an instruction book on like what stitches you need to do it.
That would be so helpful.
And it makes it very helpful. If you learn that way, it's great.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of YouTube videos and like TikTok stuff like that you can look at and like watch people do it to learn.
Yeah. Well, I was about to say I'm not the strongest drawer.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of probably where I'm weakest. I could definitely land a couple points and be accurate, I guess.
Yeah.
But I like coloring within the lines. I don't like drawing the lines.
So I like to draw them, but a lot of people will use like transfer paper.
Okay.
Or there's like water soluble iron-ons that you can buy. So you get these iron-on patches that you can put in your printer.
Right.
And then you print off the image that you want to, and you iron it onto the fabric. And then after you're done embroidering, you soak the embroidery piece in water.
Okay.
And the excess of that just comes off.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's really nice if you like really don't want to be drawing.
Yeah, that is pretty fair, to be honest.
Yeah. Makes it a lot easier. The kits are nice too. Some of them are pre-drawn. Makes it a little easier. How's the petals coming? Actually, that's pretty good.
Okay, excellent. I wasn't too sure what to make of them, but that's what I got so far.
You're doing great.
I agree. It's very meditative, very relaxing as well too. What would you say has been your quickest? Like how quickly are you able to finish an embroidery project?
I've done a bookmark similarly to this in 3 hours.
Oh wow.
But I did like a mini canvas for my brother one year for Christmas of an alien snowboarding down a mountain.
Hey.
And it was just a teeny tiny canvas, like a little square about yay big. And I think I did that one about half an hour. So it really just depends on the stitches you're using and the size of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because when you run out of yellow on that, I will have you try a different stitch for the center of it.
Okay.
That this one makes me want to pull my hair out, and I committed to it on an early part of embroidery, and I haven't wanted to touch it since.
That's very fair. That's very fair.
But I will show you how it goes and see if you love it or hate it. A lot of the really frustrating bit of embroidery is filling in the lines. So because I have such thin thread, to make this one line around the waist that I just did, I had to use 3 stretches back and forth in order to make it look cohesive and not like there's a space between it.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll have to even go through and like fix some of the spaces that are happening in here. So it's like painting, but you can move the paint around a little bit.
Very interesting. I think I'm just running out of yellow thread.
Perfect. Can I see the?
Poke it.
Okay, so then don't poke it.
Okay.
You're gonna tie it off. So in order to do that, I would keep it. Oh, I would keep it in there. Can I see it for a second?
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I usually do is I will come through this thread here.
Okay.
So you find a thread close to where you're at. I'm trying to do this so you guys can see. Yeah, so you pull through this thread here, and then you just use the needle to direct it through again, and you just tie a knot into the other thread.
Okay, and that finishes it off, and then you could just cut this in.
Yeah, you just cut the excess. You don't want to do too close, but you don't want to leave a long tail either.
Yeah, of course.
So like that.
Okay.
Okay, so for the last little tiny bit, you can pick a color that you want for your center. I
Okay.
think sunflowers are brown, but it's totally up to you.
I think honestly, we might have to show it off what it looks like in post.
That's
as well,
fair.
too. We're pretty much close at time, and but I think so far,
Yeah.
I've learned a ton just off of like the base of what we can do, and really just the length of the lines as well too, and a different few pieces of strategies that we can make if we're not a strong drawer like myself. Yeah, let's check out that. But let's check out this. I really love the artistry of the back
Oh yeah,
of this.
it's messy as all hell.
Yeah.
So there are some people that can have a see-through canvas,
Mhm.
and they don't, which means you can see both sides of it, and they don't show any of their knots or their stitches.
Right.
I'm not that good yet.
Right. No, that's fair. Okay. Well, excellent. Thank you again, Alex,
Yeah.
for coming in and joining us as well too. I know we briefly touched up on embroidery, but I know that there's so much still to learn.
There
So
is.
hopefully we might see you again in the future
Yeah.
as well too for
Mhm.
another feature. Well, that's all that we have planned, everybody, as well too. I'm Clark. He's Perry. This has been the Windy City's Finest here with Alex Watz. Alex, any closing thoughts before we let you go?
No, just thank you for having me.
Thanks again. Awesome. Have a good one, everybody.
It's Clark and Perry on the case. Clark and Perry do what it takes. Clark and Perry investigate.
The activities and interests of local artists in the Windy City's Finest throughout both Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, Alberta. Available on TELUS, Optic TV, On Demand, VidFlex, YouTube, and more for limited time only. Terms and conditions apply.